everybody? Andrew here, actually going to be giving you a little bit of a tutorial here on Shootmania. I know we're starting to have a big influx of new players, and I want to help out some of those people who are really wanting to push their level of play and hopefully get competitive here in Shootmania. And so there are a lot of things that need to be changed to actually optimize the ability to play this game. Now, if you watch myself do any casts, I run pretty much a stock configuration. However, the majority of top tier players use a different configuration to help them essentially get to that next level. It's a little bit easier to play. You'll find that your rails will hit a little bit easier. It'll be a little bit easier to follow the action. There's a whole bunch of different things that it really does and really can help you get to that next tier. So I'm going to walk you through getting to that. And first thing you need to do is just open up Mania Planet. There's my icon right there for Mania Planet. I've already opened it. And usually you'd hit play right here, but you need to hit configure, which is just to the right here. And then over in the bottom right here we got advanced. So open up your advanced, and now you see all these different types of customizable settings that you'll be able to have. And you want to then, again, this is really wonky, and so I don't know why they do this, but you have to hit customize, and then they have preset customizations you can use. And you want to set it to none, because then it's completely fully customizable. You want to turn motion blur off, which I actually do turn off when I stream, but you're going to want that off when you play. And then you want to go turn off your bloom here. And shadows, if you're going to be playing, you want to turn those to minimum, because that's going to take some pressure off of your performance. It's going to allow you to see things more smoothly. And texture quality here, most people actually play very low, and again, the same type of thing, and will help you with having high frame rates and really stay on top of everything. So then we have max filtering here is times 16x here, and most people actually drop this down to 2x. So click that, go to 2x, and then the geometry details is actually usually set to fastest. So you up that. Water reflections end up coming down to low, and then car reflections end up turning down to low. And this is Shootmania, and the reason it says car in a lot of these things is because it's coming from Trackmania. So anytime you see car or whatever, it's pretty much just meaning the model of the player. So then let's tab over to game here, which is the fifth over here from the top tab, and you want to ignore player skins and skip rolling demo. I think those are more of a personal choice. But then here you want to switch the quality of the car to all high, which means that the player model will be on high. And then down here you'll see player info display size. You want to bump that up a little bit. It's just going to help you see people in the distance when it draws, so that way you'll be able to know, like, oh, okay, that's where he is, and it'll be easy to read so you know who it is. So if you know like a certain team defense or whatever, you'll know which person that is, you know. So like if it's usually the person who plays left on defense, oh, okay, he's a little bit out of position. But again, that's not perfect, because you don't want to assume anything when you're playing and then end up getting picked off by it. But that right there will make a huge advantage in how your rail performs. It'll make a huge advantage in how your PC performs, and should really step up the level of play that you are going to get in Shootmania. So make sure to make those configurations, and then go ahead and hit OK, and hit save, and then go into play and open up your Shootmania. And you're going to want to then log in here as you normally would, and there's going to be some settings up here that you want to make sure have saved, because one of the big issues I was having is my motion blur would keep turning on. And so all I did was I dragged my mouse up to the top here, and then you had a cursor. And so I'll show you that again. You just, this actually comes up. If you do it in game, you have to drag up to the top. You can hit this little wheel there and bring this up. And there's actually some advanced settings in here, but you shouldn't really have to mess with these at all. So don't worry about those. If you want to, you can. Might increase your performance. And then we will be able to show you a little bit more of what happens in Shootmania here in just a second. Alright guys, and now I'm going to be telling you how to install additional titles here on the side. There's multiple titles within Shootmania. We have Shootmania Storm right here, and you can go in there and you'll find things like Speedball, and you'll find things like Royale and some of the other games, but you can click and add these on the side. You should have these 3. I've already put 3 in here, so you can't take these out once you put them in there, so choose what you want. Elite is one of the most popular, and then Heroes is a lot of fun, and I actually haven't even really played Joust at all, so I don't know much about Joust. But I'm going to go in here, and you click on it. It'll give you the option to choose or cancel. I'm going to choose, and now you have all these different game types that you can put in here. And because I don't have Elite XP in here yet, I'm actually going to add Elite XP. And so you go to which one you want to pick, if you want to pick any, and you click on it. It asks you if you would like to load it. XP is experimental, that's what it's short for. They're using it to try out the new types of things they want to add, like the ability to laser jump and shoot rockets and jump off walls and all types of crazy things with Elite XP. And then right there you have your title added, so that way it's going to be a little bit easier to check out servers. So I'm actually going to go to Elite. What you should have added is Elite. I'm going to come in here to Elite, and sometimes it takes a double click. You'll see it kind of like pop out, like you selected it, then you hit it again and it'll load. And for whatever reason, sometimes it just takes a little while to load. But then you have your different things you can hit here. We'll actually be coming back to this screen here to show you how to change your name, how to change your horn, things like that in a little bit. But first I want to show you how to optimize picking servers. So you go here to multiplayer, it's going to pull up all the different zones. I like to hit all, usually when I first come in here. And right here you'll notice, okay, there's a lot of France, there's a lot of Sweden, and a little bit of UK. So just for the sake of showing you kind of how to find stuff, I'm going to go into the France one. Typically you'd probably want to go in North America if you're from North America. If you're from a different region in the EU, you'll go to whatever region in the EU you're looking for. And then right here on the side it tells you how many people are in the game. And so 4, 5, 7, all of these are probably where you kind of want to aim, because it's going to be a game of 6. And then you can scroll over here on the right to look at other pages, and France is actually really busy right now, which makes a lot of sense. And then if you wanted to go back, you just have to click this right here. It'll go up, and I'm going to show you how to search for a server now. So let's say somebody tells you, hey man, I'm going to go play on B2G server, come play at B2G. There's a little button right here that you can click on, come up here to type, and you type in B2G. You go ahead and you search it. It'll give it just a minute or two, not even that long. It's really more like 15-20 seconds, and then servers will come up and it'll let you know who's in there. So here's the 3, I'm sorry, and I actually clicked it again there for it to come up, but here's all the B2G servers. So there's B2G Chicago Elite number 2, and then here's their private server, and so you would need a password to join that one. If you have someone that's in there, you just have to ask to get the password from them, and they'll get you in there. And one nice thing about this game is if you're streaming or anything, and you try to join, let's make sure it asks me for, okay, yeah. So it asked me for the password, and when I type in, I don't know what the password is, but I'm just typing in, and it actually leaves it starred. So if you're streaming, you won't accidentally leak any passwords, so that's really nice. And so that is pretty much how you can optimally pick a server. So I would go to all, unfortunately, no one in the US is playing right now. It's pretty early in the day. They don't get on to earlier, so let's go back to France. I'm going to go into France, and then you could click this one here. So click it. It tells you right here on the side who's in there. So if you're looking for a specific person or a specific team or something like that, you can join or you can spectate. If the server's full and you want to still join that server, you click spectate. It'll bring you in there anyways. So let me try and find a full server here for you. This being red means the server's full. So this Magic Team one is full. I select spectator. It still gets me into the server and allows me to view the game. And so if you're trying to get in there just to be able to chat with some people, you can still do that. So that's a little trick that you might not know. And then that way, if somebody ends up leaving or dropping out, it's easy for you to fill in, and there's already a full game waiting for you. You don't have to wait for more players to come in, and it should really help get you into filled games a lot faster. See, this guy just left, so I'd be able to jump in, but it looks like they were scrimming, so a few people are leaving. But hopefully that'll help you find and optimize your finding servers in Shootmania. Alright, so you've just learned how to join a server that you want to play, and now there's some other things that you need to worry about, and that's your sensitivity, how to move, things like that. That'll make it a little bit easier. And so the spacebar and right button, as you know, is how you use your stamina. And I'm not even going to go into how to use your stamina properly because I'm not the greatest at it. I'm going to hopefully have a pro player do something along those lines. But I am going to help you out a little bit with aiming here. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try to aim for this line right here. Actually, let's just make it a little easier. I'm going to try and aim for this left box right there, okay? And so you can see that mark there. And so a lot of times when you're playing Shootmania, you might be over here, and then all of a sudden you see a player and you want to snap over like that and hit this box. And so what you want to do is, if you know you're here, and you're going to have this natural muscle memory for what you're going to do or what you feel like you need to do to get here. And so use that snap there, and that is actually pretty good. That was really close, a little short. A little short's not a big deal. But that first time I did it, you notice I kind of came way over like this. You don't want to do that. If you're going that far, that's really bad. You're going to miss the majority of your shots. And so what you want to do is actually hit escape, right? This will bring up this option here. Come to advanced options, come to input settings, and then you'll have your sensitivities right here. I have mine set to 0.4.4, and that is just what I'm using. I'm still actually tweaking with my sensitivity. So what you want to do though is you want to figure out how you're going to get to the point where if you have this point and you think your muscle memory will get you to that, you'll get there. And see, I'm coming up just a little short. That one was pretty good, and that one's pretty good. And so once you get used to that, you'll know, okay, that's a sensitivity that works for me. It's getting me there. It's getting me to that target that I want. And so if you find that you're going way over, you want to lower your sensitivity so that, you know, the next time you come here, and then the next time you come here, and then finally you get to where you're on there and you're like, okay, my muscle memory is what's controlling where I get. Now, if you get early, like if you're just like a little bit like that, to me, that is just retrain your muscle memory that little bit. But if you're, like, let's say you come to here, that's not good. That you want to then, okay, maybe I need to increase my sensitivity. And so once you get into like a real good range, was probably like from here to here, from your target, that's muscle memory that you're going to be able to work on. But if you're out here like maybe an inch or so on the screen difference, you want to play with your sensitivity and try to get that so it's tighter in here, so that way you'll be able to play a little bit better with the sensitivity. Now also, if you come up here, you go to the advanced options and come to input settings like we did before. Again, that's this, okay? Just want to make sure so you know. And then, unfortunately, you have to go through this every time, which is really unfortunate. You got to go to interface settings, and this is where you can play with your crosshair. So you have the how kind of like bright or how thick the lines are. That's what this top one here is, opacity. That's what that is. And you can see it. I like it all the way up, A, because it helps my viewers when I'm casting, they can see it. But B, I really know where I'm aiming. I always leave mine way up. And actually for this one here, the saturation, I don't see a big difference with it, so I just left it alone. Now, here's where you can help pick your color, and just to be honest, for whatever reason, every time I've tried to select a color, it's never worked for me. As you see, mine is set to green, but it didn't actually get into there. But I'll give another tutorial here soon for how to fix that. But now, though, as you see, this is the traditional, the static crosshair. This is not the crosshair that most players use. Most players are going to use the cross. So you hit select, go to cross, hit open, and you see now that's how I got that cross right there. And so it's much more pinpoint than that other crosshair. And if you like this one, I personally don't like this one. I'm going to show it to you anyways though. You go back to the interface settings, go to select, and go to point. That's another one we have, and you see that little dot. You can barely see it on my screen. That's another cursor you could use. Again, I don't like that. I think it's way too hard to see where I'm aiming. And so when I play, I like to use the cross.zip file to get that one. And there are custom ones you can load, and maybe we'll do that in another video. If there's certain ones that you think you might like, we can try to load those for you. But that's how you change your crosshair, and that's how you want it. You want to get that crosshair if you're going to be playing. It's just much easier to aim. It can really help push you to that next level.